Everybody keeps telling me to get a gaming PC. For this kind of money, I feel like it needs to be worth it over my PS5. What do you think? So you're joining the PC master race. Nice, man. What do you plan to do with it? I'm thinking about playing games mostly. I wanted to play Starfield, but it's a Xbox exclusive, so I couldn't play it on my PS5. So I thought about getting a PC. So the current PlayStation 5 is roughly equivalent to an AMD Ryzen 6700, an NVIDIA 3060 Ti, a 3070, or 4060 Ti. So unless you're going to make a rig that at least has those graphics cards, the PS5 is not really going to perform, that much worse. So I could probably do better than that with my budget. What else would I need to buy? Gotcha. Well, I was actually going to make my own PC and I kind of wrote down some of the parts. So what I had was you'd need a GPU, a motherboard, RAM, monitor, keyboard, mouse, hard drive, fans, power supply, not to mention a desk and a chair. Okay, well, it's an investment. I get that. What's the downside besides money, though? Probably the biggest downside is that if you make a PC equivalent to a PS5, it's going to get outdated quickly. With most consoles, since they know exactly what the configuration is and that configuration doesn't change, they can optimize your console for a specific game and it'll usually run pretty buttery smooth for the most part. But with the PC, you basically have all these different types of configurations, and it's really hard for devs to fine tune a game for every piece of hardware out there. Oh, so I need to swap out the parts every now and then, right? How often do you think that would be? Yeah, maybe every 5 to 7 years you want to upgrade your GPU, especially if you bought an older model. And PCs just aren't really portable anyway, right? You kind of have to keep them in one room. And for me, I like to move my console between a friend's house, between different rooms, depending on what I'm doing. And I don't really have that option with the PC. But I think the trade-off is that a PC is just way more powerful? Okay, but let's say I do want to get a new PC and I need a graphics card. Which one would you recommend? Wait, we talked about that, remember? Yesterday. Go back and look at your notes and let me know if there was anything I missed that you want me to explain. I actually kind of like that you get less cheaters in competitive lobbies on console. And you don't have to worry about crossplay issues with your friends not having a PC, you having a PS5, and all that nonsense that comes with it? Crossplay? What's that? Oh, crossplay is when console players can play with PS5 players, PS5 can play with Xbox, basically crossing between platforms. And in a lot of cases, if you have a PC but your friend doesn't, then y'all can't play games together because some games just aren't crossplay. There's a lot to think about with all these terms and stuff. What do you suggest anything overall? I think the best of both worlds is to own a PS5 and a PC. That way you can play the PS5 exclusives when they come out, and anything else that's not exclusive, you just play it on the PC.